And I would really appreciate it if you would stop Rob Taylor from blathering on and on.
Opinions expressed by talk show hosts, callers, or guests on the Rob Taylor Report do not necessarily represent the opinions of the hosting platform, subsidiaries, sponsors, or possibly anyone else on the planet or the known universe. From the tinfoil and lead-lined broadcast bunker on the beautiful southern coast of Oregon, it's the Rob Taylor Report. So strap yourself in. Your weekly political therapy session is about to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the nearly famous Rob Taylor.
Little Oregon and America and beyond. I want to thank you for joining me today. I'm having therapy outside today. It's going to be one of those days where I'm going to get a little exercise and maybe philosophize at the same time. I don't know if it'll work that way. And just to show you, yes, it is me. I'm standing here in front of my house. I live on Division Street in Bandon. And, you know, I thought it would be an interesting thing to show you what Bandon looks like in contrast to many of the shitholes that are cities today in America. It's really sad, the shape that America is in. And I am really happy that I live in one of the best damn places in Oregon or in the world. It's just absolutely beautiful here, and it'd be hard to find beauty in Oregon, Southern Oregon, where you could have such a contrasting different environments. You've got the forest, you've got the oceans. It's freaking beautiful out here. So I wanted to go on a walk today, and we can just walk and talk as we go along. I hope it's okay with you. I'm over here at my mother-in-law's house. Before I started going off, I wanted to show you her beautiful flowers. They were really peaking a couple of weeks ago, and they're starting to die. But these were some really beautiful flowers that she grew. I was just absolutely impressed with them. Beautiful stuff. That's one of the reasons I love living out here. You don't get a whole lot of flowers in the desert. Even though you do, you have a few. You actually have a few cactuses that bloom. This is my street. Like I said, I live on Division Street. And I'm heading over to Ray's to see what's going on there. There's a lot of things going on in the news, and I debated on whether having a regular show focusing on news issue would have been a much better idea than just walking around my neighborhood. But I thought, what the hell? It's nice out here. In fact, this is my favorite time of year, September. September in Oregon is just beautiful, isn't it? There's just something really incredible about this time of year. It's right before fall, before you have all the trees changing. And it's just right after the deepest, darkest. It's got a plant over here. This is my neighbors over here. I know all of them. Bill, Jackie, Steve, Mark, Missy. Yep, know most of my neighbors. That's what I like about Bandon. There's still a lot of places you can live, and I know I've lived there in other cities where you can live next to people for decades and not even know who the hell they are. Not Bandon. Bandon, I know everyone. And I walk regularly around the neighborhood to see what's going on. This is the end of the street. Most people don't know it's a dead end because if you look on Google Maps, this actually looks like it's an open road, but it's not an open road. It closes up and you get a little walkway through and you can't drive through. This is where a lot of the homeless congregate after they go through the trash cans over here at Ray's. We got a few of them. We got a few of them that are living behind Ray's here, hanging out behind Ray's. Here's one of the dumpsters that is gone through every day, especially at nighttime. There's the ones over there directly behind Ray's. Those trash cans over there, those dumpsters belong to the shopping market. Yeah, we got a few people who are hanging out, broken down. So even in Bandon, you have it. I don't know where these people are hanging out during the day and at night, but they park here most of the time. And that's because if you park in the neighborhoods, we call the cops on them and complain. There's no camping in the neighborhoods. Some of the business owners have gotten smart. They put these locks on there, but even these locks get broken. And they're just tired of having their trash thrown everywhere. You know, if they would go through the trash and just leave it, most people probably wouldn't have a problem with it. But some of these guys, they just get in there and they dig and toss it all around. Here I'm up at 101, right next to the Ray's shopping market. There's the Road Credit Union. They got a clinic over there. Over there on the corner next to the light is where you'll see all those protesters on one side or the other. There's supposed to be a big Democratic protest, not a protest, a rally for Harris. And that's going to be happening, they said, sometime in the next week or so. So I don't know what's planned, but they are planning on having some type of event out here. And I know this is where we used to hold our Trump rallies, and I know we used to hold our wind turbine rallies out here, but we don't even do that much anymore because it's better to go down into the city where more people can see you. Once again, a quaint little town. I just love Bandon. You almost have hardly any crime. Hello, how you doing? And we get a Subway. They've been having trouble getting employees, but who isn't these days, huh? Aren't those cars interesting? Look at those little electrical cars. I can tell you right now, if that's the design they're going to come out, I just don't think those electrical cars are going to last. Oh no, closed Saturday, September 13th through the 15th. Huh, wonder what's going on there. That's the juice bar. If you like good natural juices, Rossum is the place to go. And of course, we got the local laundromat, which is owned by Tino and his family. Tino's a good guy. He actually manages the mall itself, and if you have any problems, he's the best one to contact. Most of the time, we don't have any problems. It's a wonderful place to live. Over there is the Restoration Worship Center, where the Citizens Restoring Liberty meet. And there's a cute dog. Yeah. Good place to stand in front of. Crab Derby. Need to get into a contest for crabs. I knew a hooker who could have won that contest. Maybe that's something different. I don't know. This is always a great place to find out what's happening in your community. They won't hang up anything political out here, but they will hang up for your non-profiting, non-governmental events out here, but they won't hang up political events. They're not going to put a Trump sign up here, in other words. Ooh, that's a nice old one. Look at that Chevy. It's an oldie. Let's go through our local store. See what's happening. Hello. Excuse me, ma'am. Yep, we have a grocery store. Pretty nice one. The complex here has what they call they have electrical outlets on their lights. So you see a lot of these guys on their bikes out there charging up one of them actually has an electric wheelchair that he charges up out here. Got a dollar store. You always need something for $1. Actually, it's not $1 anymore. It's $1.25. So remember that when you go in there and don't have change. That was Ray's Supermarket. You know, that is one of the second highlights in Bandon is Ray's Supermarket. Yeah, we're a small town. And we're not ashamed to say it. If you notice, most of this place is very clean. I mean, this is a back way between the residents and the mall, and you don't see anyone camping out here. You don't see any trash. It's pretty well taken care of. And part of the reason is, like I said, we've got a very vigilant citizenry here, and we call in when there's problems. More dumpsters for the dollar store. I don't know when that happened, but it happened recently. The doors got torn off. How you doing, man? Hey, I live in this neighborhood.
Huh?
Make sure you don't dirty this place up. We got people out here that throw shit everywhere, you know?
I know there's it's disrespectful to them. That's a bad name.
It sure does. What's your name, by the way? Matthew, good to meet you. We just don't want this crap around, and we see it. We get on people, you know what I mean? In fact, legally, you're not even supposed to be back here. You do know that, don't you?
And I also know that they don't care.
Well, they do care. I've talked to the management. Yeah, well, actually, they do care. I've talked to all the management, and I'll probably let people know that you're back here later on. I'm using my phone right now to make a live stream, But
everybody.
hello. So, how long have you been doing this? Yeah.
It's like a passion of mine, you know, I've been doing it for a long time. I've done a lot of things.
So you're not doing it to survive. You're just doing it as a hobby.
Well, yeah, it's a hobby, and I find cool stuff, man. I mean, I don't understand why people throw this stuff away. But God bless them for it.
Yeah.
You know, but I also clean up after. I'm not saying I'm perfect or anything, but I like to make sure that after I'm done, I clean up because when people see me cleaning up, they're more prone to let me, come back.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know?
I can totally see that. But yeah, we've got people who come out at night and do it and put everything everywhere. They leave their shit everywhere. So I do appreciate that you're doing this, but I want you to let you know they're probably going to be shutting this down because a lot of us are complaining about it. And it's nothing against you. It's against the people who are littering all over the place. You know what I mean?
You know, that's what I said. Like I said, giving us a bad name, because there was good. We were some good guys out here, It really is. And there's a lot of shit sticks out of here.
Where you taking that with you, or are you just going to go through that?
With me, I'm just trying to find enough stronger back so I can.
And then where does that go? You into art?
I like to think.
Cool.
I do my own fashion. I do my own. I paint. I paint on canvas. I do finger painting. That would probably take me out. Going up my hand. I've seen it better before. But people have.
Yeah, I used to not care so much until I lived in a spot where it was getting bad. You know what I mean?
I understand.
God, this smells horrible. I can't believe you get in there. Oh man, this is bad.
Don't go in.
This is bad.
They're
Well, it's food. I mean, it's eggs, it's cheese, it's nothing good. What was your name again, Edward? Matthew. Matthew was good meeting you. Have a good one.
Good night, America.
Good night, America. You heard it from Matthew. This is one of the better spots at the ends of the street. This is a really nice one. This is the street next over to my street. I believe this would be 2nd Street. And this is where a lot of, you'll find the street people come camping and stuff. And they're not supposed to camp in the residential areas. So I make sure and check this out when I go out on patrol. Because there's a lot of really neat spots where they can camp out. And I've actually caught them camping out. And there's like a house right here. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want people camping next to me who are questionable. I'm not saying all of them. There might be some good ones. Man, it's beautiful out here. This is a freaking great day. But I joke that we're really spoiled in Bandon, but as you can see, we still have people who feel a need to dig through the trash can. It's not supposed to be doing it, but for some reason, people do. Very odd. Glad I've never been in that situation. It's like some people are hoarders, and that's the only way to get their fix is to jump in the trash can. It's not a very good thing. Not a good way of conducting yourself. I'm going to go back down my street, head over to Wilson's Market. I don't know if you've ever been to Wilson's Market, but if you like Mexican food, they do a pretty all right job. As you can see, it's just absolutely incredible. Look at those blue skies. Yeah, that's heaven. Yeah, see, this is the problem. They come over here after digging through the trash can and leave their trash over here. Now, that may not even be from them, but I have seen them do it. I've actually had to pick up after people who left cartons of food over here and bags of trash. But what you gonna do? You know, with all that, this is still one of the best places to live. And you notice, I came from a state, especially a city inside that state, Albuquerque, where every place you looked was graffitied. Because people would graffiti their house. It was the weirdest damn thing. See, there almost nothing going on in Bandon, other than, you know, Matthew digging through the trash. I don't know. Maybe we should find Matthew a job. Maybe we could get Matthew a job at the dollar store. Hey, there's an idea. Just thinking out loud. Then he could get all the paint supplies he needs. All these houses are really nice. Mid-income houses. Middle America here. Americano. You know, I bet you're all excited about the debate that's happening on Tuesday, tomorrow night. I got to tell you, I don't normally get excited about those presidential debates, but that one's got me a little anxious. I'm wanting to see what goes on. How you doing, ma'am? Pretty good. Enjoying this weather, huh?
September's always the best month.
I was just saying that September is always the best time of year here. Don't tell the tourists, though. We don't want them to know.
I have a friend that were living here. Well, and his parents were, and his father died, and they came to Bandon to, you know, and it rained. Oh, and it was they're complaining about the wind and all. I said, oh, I said September. So that's September.
I know, no.
Eventually, they bought a summer home in Brookings because of the wind.
Because of the wind. I spent a lot of time in Brookings. It's not that less windy there. You know what's really bad is Gold Beach.
Oh.
Gosh, I've stood out there for rallies and stuff, and I mean, it just tears. Wonderful people in the neighborhood. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood, a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Yeah. I love this house. That's the Blues Clues house. It's very bluesy and cluesy. You know, this debate. So the debate's happening Tuesday, and we're going to really find out what Kamala Harris is made of. I don't think Trump is going to offer any surprises. He's just damn entertaining. But I do want to see what Kamala Harris does. She's a very, very interesting predicament that the Democrats are in. They go from having a guy with Alzheimer's to a woman with no brains. Good job, Democrats. I don't know why the police put this here. This is June Street. This is June and Division. And for some reason, the cops put a speed limit sign here. It doesn't even work anymore. And probably because there's no sun and it's solar powered. So I don't know what the hell's going on. And I don't know why they would put it on this street, because don't think we're having problems with speed issues. I don't know. You know, the cops got to find something to do. Let's see if Ernie's around. Ernie's always a great one to talk to. Ernie sometimes works over here at the store. He used to own it. Now his son owns it. You know, some people don't like having a little general store in the middle of the neighborhood. I personally love it. for longer than I have. Hey, excuse me. I don't suppose Ernie's around, is he? Oh, yeah. That figures. Love the Wilson's Market. I can take care of a lot of your needs here. This is really smart. Look at those boxes for Ragin coffee. Best coffee you can buy. Incredible stuff. You can get the 5-pound bag here. Yeah, if you got a lot of coffee needs, they got the 5-pound bag. And they got the K-Cups. Love the K-Cups. Thanks, guys. Yeah, some of the people you meet. Hey, there you are, man. I'm doing great. I'm doing a live streaming, so if you don't want on there, I can turn it on my podcast.
Okay, what's happening,
How you
guys?
doing? Did you get into the office? Did you get enough signatures?
I'm not in the office, but I am on the ballot.
On the ballot. That's
Yes, sir.
inappropriate. Yeah, on the ballot. Really cool.
Yeah.
I'll be voting for you.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Archie Garrett. I'm the owner here of Wilson's Market, Bandon and Coos Bay, and Bandon Sushi here in town. I've got 2 children here in the Bandon area. One goes to Ocean Crest Elementary School. The other is right here, Little Grisham. So
And you kiss babies, of course.
of course.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm running for city council.
All right. What?
I'll be on the ballot this next November.
So why? Why are you running for city council?
You know, I care about the city. Yeah, I care about Bandon. You know, like I just mentioned when I told you about myself, I have a lot vested here in the Bandon community. I was a Bandon graduate. You know, I grew up in this town. I have 2 kids who are going to grow up in this town. I also have 2 businesses here in this town. So I care about Bandon greatly. I want to see Bandon continue to grow in an appropriate manner. And I've got a good business background. I'm not super knowledgeable on all of the issues here in Bandon yet because I haven't been on the council. But I have full confidence that if I'm voted on there, I'll get up to date and I can make informed business decisions. Best for the people and for the city. This is Archie Jr., by the way.
Archie Jr., how you doing? You know, every time I see you, you know what I think of? That Lion King advertisement you and your dad did. I always think of that. Remember the lion, not the Tiger King. That's it. Tiger King thing. That was it. Lions, tigers. It was something.
Yeah.
But
remember the Tiger King?
But you remember that? You had a mullet even. You had a mullet. It was really cool.
There was a Netflix show that blew up called the Tiger King.
Yeah.
It had like a guy with a mullet. And we had that tiger picture that we brought out in the yard, put it out in front of us. We all dressed up like.
Oh, it was hilarious. It was damn hilarious. And I think it got so many plays or hits or whatever. It was just incredible.
Yeah.
So just before I go, I don't want to get into it. What's your number one issue?
You know, like I said, I don't necessarily have any issues. I will say, I think overall, our city council has done a pretty good job, and our mayor has, you know, of keeping the integrity of a small town here in Bandon while we have obviously grown. I want to continue that. I think that majority of the people on the city council, and some of them are already leaving, but they've been on there since the 90s.
Yeah.
So I think it's time for some new energy and new ideas.
Some of them have been on there since you graduated from high school. Yeah, it's almost since you've been alive. Yeah, it's been a long time. So, well, that ought to be interesting. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Tell your dad I said hi.
All right.
Hey, little one, you take care. Oh my God, I love that. Kids, they're wonderful. RobTaylorReport.com. Oh, Rob Taylor Report on Rumble. Yeah, I'll probably eventually get kicked off of YouTube. So, you know, it's Rumble safe. And that's some of the people you can meet in your neighborhood. Crazy stuff going on. You run into a guy who's running for city councilor. You know why? Because there's not that many people in Bandon. So everyone you're going to run into is either your plumber, your dentist, your accountant. And the only thing you can hope for is that they're not having lunch together talking about you, you know? While the wind's picking up. I wanted to film this at noon today. At noon, there was no wind whatsoever. But as soon as it gets around 2 o'clock, it just picks up like a mother out here. I always like going through Bandon. Everyone waves. In the car, they wave. On the street, they stop and talk to you. Like I said, that's what's nice about this. And most people don't live this way. We do. We're very fortunate. Once again, I know these neighbors. This is Sandy's house. This is Sandy's daughter's house. That's the nice thing, too, is that a lot of these places, you'll have one family from the next generation living next door from the first generation who moved into Bandon. Happens quite a bit. Even though a lot of our kids move out and they leave. It's really sad, but that's the life in small town. Here, I'll show you. This is the back end of that street that I was just at. That's 2nd Street. I believe that's 2nd Street. No, actually, that's 1st Street. This one's 2nd. And I'm on Division Street. Can you imagine that? Me on Division Street. It was almost like it was fate. What can I tell you? Now I'm going over to the baseball field. This is school property. This building right here, that is a fairly new building. It's been there for 10 years. There used to be a school right here. And it wasn't much bigger than the building that's there now. Let's come over here. They just put in this sign, and I don't know. I've heard the story of who this person is. This is Chrisman Park. I forget what Chrisman did, but whatever he did achieved him the notoriety to have his name on a park. This is Chrisman Park. And I think that sign's only a year or two old anyway. I don't know what this park was called before. We didn't really have a name for it. We just used to say, oh, we're going to the park, the one without swings. It's really not a park. Like I said, it's school property, and it's the baseball field. I love this, the beginning of summer for baseball. All the kids are out here, they're playing. I don't know why they don't use this field. I don't know why they don't just keep them playing with baseball and keep them practicing. I don't know why they don't continue to use it. Maybe it's the coaches. Maybe they just don't have time. Once again, quiet neighborhood. Very quiet neighborhood. So where was I? Oh yeah, I was talking about that whole debate thing. Yeah, so we're going to see what Kamala is really made of. It's much like the debate that Trump had with Biden, where the left finally it was revealed to the left that yes, Biden has dementia and he is not mentally functioning enough to lead the free world. Nope, the man should not be in charge. In fact, they had a coup against him. I'm still pretty pissed off about that. There's a tree that was recently cut down. Got a little mushroom on it now. And of course, this is Bandon for you. This is a little town. They don't want kids playing on it, so they leave a stump that says caution. That should stop the kids. If you need a place to walk the dog, this is a great place. I walked my dog for the 14 years of their life. I walked my dog here. Just remember, all dogs must be on a leash. Please clean up after your pet. That is, unless you're on a tax protest. If you're protesting taxes, usually the dog owners don't clean up after their dog. So that's just a message to the city of Bandon. Don't pass any more taxes, or you might get a little dog shit in your parks. Just putting that out there. We've chased some of the homeless off of this area. This is on back behind the backstop of the baseball field here. And I've caught them camping out here, and luckily they came in here and finally mowed down all this stuff, took down a lot of the underbrush, left the pretty plants. Yep, have the pretty plants. Oh yeah, the flowers are just dying off. It's too bad because those orange flowers are very pretty. I don't know what the hell they're called, but this is a great place to come. If you have a dog and you want to take him for a walk, this is on June Street, down the road from Wilson's Market. So, yeah, we were talking about the debate. Biden. The world, or it was revealed to the world that Biden was not the man who the left portrayed him to be. They just, remember, the left was talking about how behind closed doors, he's as sharp as a tack. He's as good as he ever was, which he was never good at all. So I don't know why they're saying that about Biden. But the world saw at the debate what kind of a leader he was. He was a dysfunctional leader. That's saying the kindest thing you could say about Biden is that he's a dysfunctional leader. And now we've got Kamala Harris, who's going to be in the next debate that's happening tomorrow night. We're going to get to see what she's made of. I don't know. I think she's going to give everyone on the right everything they think is going to happen. She's going to prove to the world that she's incompetent, and hopefully that will sway many voters who are on the fence. I don't know how voters can be on the fence. I mean, at this late date in the election, people are still on the fence. I don't know. That's crazy in itself. Look at this view here. That's some good stuff. It's great. They got a bench right here, but there's a damn tree in the middle between where you can see the river, the Coquille River, and the ocean beyond that from the bench. I don't know. I want to come in here and take out that tree. Find a better place with a bench. I'm sure a bunch of tree huggers are upset with me. But some things have to die for other things to have, well, I don't know, a good view from a bench. This is one of the better views. This is behind the baseball field here. Bandon. And this is a real windy spot. Every time I come here, no matter what time it is, it's always windy here. This is like a bluff overlooking the river, overlooking the ocean. And I'm glad they try to keep some of this here in a way that people can still walk out here and check out stuff. I've actually caught the bums sleeping in here. We've actually caught people in a tent doing the nasty, and you have to ask those people, hey, don't get a room. Keep our businesses, our hotels employed. Oh yeah, it's windy as hell up here. Oh, yeah. Incredible views, though. I would have 3H Tree Service come in and take down those 3 trees right there. Let's take them down to about right there. And then right there would be a really good view. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know. Don't want to make any rash judgments. Who, me? Yeah. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Yep, still in my neighborhood. This is a beautiful place. Who wouldn't want to live here in Bandon? I don't know. A lot of people tell me they hate Bandon. They would never live here. And as much as I complain about it, I still think it's one of the best places I ever lived. I've lived in some really crappy places. We're heading over here to the cemetery because that's where they keep the dead people. What's a video if you don't get to view some dead people, right? There's 2 houses over here that they've had owners in them for probably about 2 or 3 decades, if not longer. And they just went up for sale. But before they went up for sale, they redid the house. They redid both of these houses, it looks like. I love the natural wood they done on this one. The natural wood siding. Good stuff there. And it's funny, I'm walking this way. This is the exact route I used to walk my dogs every day. So back to this Biden debate. What we saw with Biden and what had happened. We're now waiting for Kamala, to take her place on the debate stage. And many of us, we know what's going to happen. She's going to say something so incredibly stupid, it's going to be replayed over and over again, but only on right-wing media. Then anything brilliant she might say, who knows? They might find a 2-word clip that they could actually play. And that's what you'll hear on left-wing media from here until the election. If she says one intelligent thing, that's what you're going to hear replayed. Yes, we are at the cemetery. I hear that Lord Bennett was buried here. I think that's who was. They've got a lot of old graves. That one in front of me, not the one standing up, but the one in front of it. It's Charles Fahey, and he died in 1958. Not so old. The one behind him, that one looks a little old. Looks like that guy's been dead a long time. There's one in the back. Let me see if I can get over there. Henrietta Grussel, and she died on January 5th of 1885. She was born in 1864, so she was only 21. Very sad. Very sad. But people, there wasn't a whole life expectancy the way we have it now. Incredible stuff they got over here at the cemetery. This is good history. I myself, I'm going to get cremated, but those people here who've decided to get buried, they're actually leaving a little bit of a historical marker for the rest of us. Mary Lockwood. 1872 to 1950. Wow, now she lived a long time. She lived 78 years, so that's pretty good. Good for Mary. She had longevity. I used to walk my dog late at night. Sometimes it'd be like midnight, 1 in the morning, and I'd be out here walking amongst the graves. And I always think about those people who do those ghost shows. Have you ever seen those ghost shows where they have a couple of people go to a haunted house or go to a cemetery like this at nighttime, and then they pretend like they hear noises and make a fortune on the show? It's really deeply disturbing. I've been coming out to this cemetery, I don't know, 20 years now, 20 plus years. And I can tell you, I've never once, even at midnight, in the middle of October, have I ever seen a ghost. But I tell you what, you can see from this cemetery is they have an incredible view. That's the lighthouse, the Bandon lighthouse over there in Bullard's Beach. And there's the city. Yeah, they should take out some of these trees. I know the environmentalists and all the tree huggers would be mad at me, but come on, look at the view we could have. And you could have smaller trees. I mean, these trees are just huge. I mean, some of those trees over there are like 90 feet tall. Can we have shorter trees just so we can have a better view? I don't know. Don't the dead deserve it? I think the dead deserves it. If I'm going to spend the rest of eternity laying in the ground here in Bandon, I want to have a better view than this. This is, I mean, we can do better for these poor dead people. Well, actually, some of them I don't think were so poor. They got really nice headstones. Yeah, this person died in 1907. Over 100 years ago. Still, I've never seen a ghost here. Maybe it's just me. Maybe ghosts know that I have ghostophobia and they know it. I'm not inclusive. And of course, they don't want to be around me. I doubt that. I think I'd be fine with ghosts. Aliens, Bigfoot, I could get along with any of them. And most of the reason is because they don't really exist. But, you know, if they did, I'd be okay with it. Look at this. I love this obelisk. I'm sure I just pronounced it obelisk. Obelisk, that's it. It's an Egyptian, like the Egyptian obelisk. And we have a lot of Freemasons in Bandon. We have a lot of Freemasons in the Northwest. I don't know what it is about these Freemasons, but they like their obelisks, because there's many of them all over Oregon. I don't know. Yeah. You know, the obelisks they make in Egypt are actually made of one slab of marble. Usually they're made of one slab of marble or another type of rock. That one there looks like cement. Looks like they kind of poured it into a mold. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know how they make American obelisks. I guess I would have to find an obelisk maker. Once again, another beautiful view of the neighborhoods in Bandon. This is Americana, folks. There are places that you would not want to live, and I keep telling people who do live here, we're living other people's dreams. People dream about living in a community like this. And here we are. Or at least I am. I don't know where you people are viewing from. And of course, People in Bandon, they've got a sense of humor. I love this. I want to believe. That's the poster I've shown on TV. I want to believe. And they live in a beautiful Victorian house here. Another beautiful Victorian house. That one used to be blue. And this one was a lighter blue, I believe. I don't know, maybe they got tired of it. But then this is a fairly newer house here. The guy who did this did a great job. He came in, they did the house, they took their time on the house, they did the landscaping. They have a sign in the yard that says Bandon. I'm not sure if that was an old school sign or if it was actually an old city sign. They found that on this property over here and they put it in front of their house. Well, because it's their property. I don't know what was here, say 60 to 100 years ago. Most of this area and beyond actually were orchards. This is a neat house. This whole hill right here used to be covered with brush and trees. And all the kids would hide in there to have sex and do drugs. And they would think that we wouldn't know that they were in here having sex and doing drugs, but just because you hide behind bushes doesn't mean it's going to block the noise. So sometimes you would walk by and you'd hear things going on and you knew what those things were and you were like, oh geez, time to call the police. I'm coming down to 101. This is Harlem and 101. This is Southeast Harlem. And this is where everyone puts their political signs in Bandon. They've got 4 corners. One of the corners is for a business. And there's nowhere to really put your signs. But the 3 other corners, they're perfect for signs. And of course, they got their Trump sign. Yep. Bandon is half and half Democrats, half Republicans. In fact, the majority is non-affiliated. Most people don't want to be affiliated with political parties anymore. They're getting tired of the corruption in both parties. And this is what the founding fathers were worried about. That if we broke down into 2, 3, or 4 major parties, that we would just break the country into factions. And people would no longer be objective. And look what's happened. The founding fathers were right again. This country has been so fractionalized by factions that we may not have any other way of getting together than all-out revolution. I really don't know. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood, a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Yep. And of course, we got a speed limit sign. I think these speed limit signs, because they're solar powered, I actually think they're a pretty good idea. Because better than having the cops hang out and give you tickets, people see how fast they're going and immediately start slowing down. Or at least that's been my experience. This is Dr. Dowling. I don't know if he's still practicing dentistry. I don't know, but I hear he lives here and he also is still practicing, but I'm not sure about the practicing part. Isn't that funny how they call people in the medical industry, if you're a doctor or a dentist, you're practicing dentistry, you're practicing healthcare. That's because it's always changing. So that's why when the government or a government agent comes in and tells you something that's definitive about health, you may want to question that. Health is changing because we find out new things all the time, and if we don't allow ourselves the ability to question everything, we're never going to find out that we were wrong when we made a claim on healthcare or dentistry. There's the Face Rock Creamery. You know, I people think I was against the creamery because I fought against the urban renewal money or urban renewal funding that was going to pay for the development of their property. I was against the tax that was being levied against the people. I was never against the project. So I certainly don't boycott businesses. So I you know, even though I may fight against a project that's going to benefit a business, doesn't mean I'm opposed to the business. A lot of people really got confused about that. And to this day, there are people who won't talk to me because they were big supporters of the Face Rock Creamery. I don't know. Politics. An interesting thing it is. But people love coming here just for this ice cream factory. There used to be an ice cream factory, and it was I think it was right in the center there. It wasn't offset like the creamery here is. And it was legendary. They used to make cheese. In fact, there was a battle going on between the Bandon cheesemaker and the Tillamook cheesemakers. They were fighting over the name Bandon cheese. Ooh, it got windy. There's the station restaurant. Now, I don't know which came first, the station restaurant or the waste treatment facility. I don't know which one came first, but I know if I was to build a restaurant, it wouldn't be next to the waste treatment facility. I don't know. It just doesn't smell that pleasant here. I guess they had to put it somewhere, right? I should probably go across the street and film all those metal statues they have over here. I don't know if you call them statues. They're too big to be figurines. They're really cool how they designed those. The dinosaurs, the guy on horseback, the eagle. Really cool stuff. There's the station restaurant. Art by the sea. I don't know if art is really better by the sea or if it's better inland. I don't know. I'm not an art critic, and I'm not sure how geography plays into looking at women. Just saying that. Crazy stuff going on. Actually not, it's Bandon and nothing ever goes on. But it's real windy out here. And like I said, I wanted to do this video in the morning, but it's windy at 8 o'clock in the morning here. I mean, it's nuts. But you're more likely to find it that's not nearly as windy at just before noon, probably 10 a.m. Once it gets into the noon hours, it really sucks up here. And Bandon downtown looks a lot less crowded right now. I can see into the downtown area, and I don't see one RV. That's a sign in itself. If you don't see an RV or a couple of RVs, you know the season is over with. So that's a wonderful thing for most of us Bandonites. Nice little wood figure there. Wood statue. I was probably put in with urban renewal money. I really don't know, but it would tick me off if it was. And once again, it's a nice statue. I just don't want to pay for it. Your local Chevron in Bandon. Thank God they allow you to pump your own gas now. In Texas, where I came from, if you pulled up to a gas station and you were in full serve, they laughed at you when you left. Yes, it's true. Sometimes they would laugh at you while you were still there. We used to make fun of Oregonians when they would come down to Texas because none of them would know how to pump their gas. It was the funniest damn thing. All right, we're getting down to downtown Bandon. There's the arch. I wonder how long that thing's been there. But I'll tell you what, every time you look at any tourist leaflet or any tourist pamphlet, that's what you see, the Welcome to Old Town Bandon arch. There's the brewing company. Not a lot of things brewing at the brewing company right now. They have good pizza, though. Highly recommend it. How are you folks doing? Hanging in there. Hello, ladies. How you doing? It's a beautiful damn day. A lot of people are very artistic in bed. People who love the music. You got people who love painting, love sculpture. Well, you just saw that wood carving. Good stuff, man. Howdy. Oh, we're at Broken Anchor, one of our local hangouts. They have good bread at Fish. How you folks doing? Real quick question. Are you local or are you from out of town? Oh, you enjoy your trip back? So we do have a few out of towners still here. Bandon, but you can go window shopping and not be too disturbed, especially between October and March of the following year. Yep. The Bandon Toy Store. Jessica owns this. Known her for a long time. If you have any needs for toys, good place to come. Bandon Toy Shop. No puffin. More no puffin. Got a lot of rules in downtown. Window shopping in Bandon. Yep. On a lazy Monday. There's wind power. They should put that out in the ocean. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Ay, ay, ay. Bandon Sweets and Treats. Always love to stop in and get my licorice jelly beans. I don't know about you, but I have a thing for licorice jelly beans. There's Coastal Mist. They've got this thing called the chocolate bomb that is the bomb. Let me tell you. Oh, I see one RV. Oh, you're okay. That's all right. Not enough of us. That's the problem. Hey, are you guys from here or out of town? Out of town. We're from Roseburg. Cool. Oh, cool. I'm just taking a poll here. I'm going through. I got a podcast I'm doing right now. I like to show people the contrast between the spring and the RV thing that we live in right now. So you guys are here. This is the best time. If you ever tell people to come to Bandon, September is it. Hey, you guys have a safe trip home. So there you go, more people. But they're from Roseburg. I don't know if you can really count that as they're still on the southern coast. They're just not as close as we are. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Neat old stuff. Yeah, that's what I call everything in my house. How you doing? Oh, I love this. I got to cross the street for this. This is Bandon Bakery. This is owned by Chris. He's on the Bandon City Council, and he's got a sign in the window that says "Re-elect Mary for mayor." Mary has been mayor here since I don't know when. When I first moved here, she wasn't mayor. There was another guy. And she won for mayor the year we moved here, and she's been the mayor ever since. I think they're all too afraid to kick her out. I think she's got the skeletons on everyone. Just my opinion. Ah, the cobbler's bench. All right, this is interesting. You've got the cobbler's bench, which is an old trade of working on shoes and boots and leather goods and stuff because it says so on their sign. But it's also the Masonic Temple. I'll show you when I get a little bit further out here. Cobbler's bench. This building is really old. It's been restored, but it's really a cool building. And one of the I think this is the only one who survived the fire. Now, I'm pretty sure that's the story, and we're sticking to it. You know what you also see here? Almost nobody is camping out on the streets here. I mean, we've had them before where they've camped out right here in the parking lot, in fact. Right over there by the dumpster, we had a guy camped out there for like a week. But here is the Masonic Temple. It's the only building that survived the fire, and I believe it was 36, 37, something like that. A lot of history there. Makes you wonder what they're doing in the Masonic Temple. It's a secret. Don't tell anyone. I'm not a Mason because, well, I'm Catholic, and Masons usually frown on Catholics. And it's a long historical history. At one time, they were really the same group, but they broke off many, many hundreds of years ago because some king got mad because he owed them money and didn't want to pay them. Long story. And as you can tell, I don't know all the details, so I'm not going into it. There's the arcade. One of our local drinking establishments. Ah, yes. Bandon in September. Look at this. You actually have parking spaces out here in the port area. I'm going to head over here to the boardwalk. They put the stage in years ago. It was one of those things I fought against because they spent a fortune in urban renewal money on this too. But you know, we gotta have Bandon beautiful. It's worth every one of your precious pennies. Yep, that is if you're a taxpayer in Coos County. And yes, taxpayers in other places in Coos County, if you pay property taxes, you pay for the urban renewal tax, the urban renewal money that they use here in Bandon. I love the statue here. This is neat. And it hasn't been destroyed by Antifa yet. Why? Because we don't allow that in Bandon. Ah, here we are in the glass house. What a beautiful black. I need to come here more because there's almost never anybody here. And you got a lot of places to sit. Wow, check out that chair. Yeah. You got a lot of places to sit, but it's very rarely used. I don't know, maybe it's used when I'm not down here because I don't come here during the summer because, well, all those damn tourists. So maybe it was used by the tourists, but most of us locals stay away from this area during tourist season because we don't want to get ran over by RVs. But this is really cool. It's the glass house. And there's the boat walk over there. You can go crabbing off of that if you want. Some people are right now. I can see them over there. Yeah, it's just a little bit windy, but the weather is perfect other than the wind. Everything else is just nice out here. Really good stuff. See, this is political therapy. Yeah, you get a bunch of people who have been dragged through the ringer with all these political issues and talk about something other than politics. Yeah, I like that. I like that. And it's very therapeutic. Yep. Wow. Is that Don Chance's boat over there? Don Chance is dead, and I always wondered what happened to his boat, and that looks like his boat right over there. I don't know. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, this is a glass house. It's hot in here. It's funny. You won't get hot outside because the wind will cool you down. But in here, it's pretty hot. Okay, get ready. I'm getting ready to go outside, and it's windy. This is because of all the tourists is one of the reasons I used to walk my dog at night. Nothing's open at night. Nobody's around. During the day in the summer months, it's crazy. How you folks doing? Pretty good. Quick question. Are you visiting or are you from Bandon? Where are you from? Oh, kick ass. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll get rid of that. But yeah, I just wanted to find out because we're taking a poll. Who's visiting here and who's not. So enjoy your time. I don't want to film people who don't want to be filmed. Most people just don't give a damn today. They really don't care because we throw our entire life on Facebook. So why would we care if somebody asked us a question on the street? But from Northern California, they may want to hide. I don't know. They may be on the run. Maybe he escaped from Pelican Bay, and now I put my life at risk because I have spotted him in Bandon. Which they wouldn't be the first people if they were on the run to come to Bandon. Nobody's looking for anybody out here. What is this? What is this over here? I think that's a horse, the seahorse, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, that is a seahorse. Can you see? It's a seahorse. Yes. Oh, this is the Pullman Pier. What if this was named after Reggie? I don't know if Reg Pullen is still on the port board, but he was for many, many years. And I guess this is the Pullman Pier now. It's got a sign. I'm going to find some place that isn't named yet. I'm going to put my own wooden plaque on it. And we'll start calling it the Rob Taylor or whatever I put my plaque on it. Oh, it's real windy out here. But I wanted to get a picture of that. That came in not too long ago, and it's been sitting out here. It's called the Serenity. Very nice name. It looks like something that would be very serene to sail around in. Oh, look, there's been something added since the last time I've been out. Oh, I love when things have been added. I wonder what this is over here. It's the Pullman Pier. Am I on the Pullman Pier, or is this the Pullman Pier? This is it. I don't know if you can hear that wind, but it is extremely windy out here. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood, a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Yes, the Pullman Pier. I'm not sure what purpose this serves, but here we are. Crabbing with snares only, no crab pots. So if you're a crab pot, stay the hell out of Bandon. I know a lot of people who are crab pots. Yeah, stay the hell out of Bandon. That's what we say. It says right there on the sign. No crab pots. So if you're a crab pot, don't come to Bandon. And certainly, don't come out here to the Pullman Pier. We don't want that to happen. What a beautiful view, though. Takes you right out to the ocean. There's the mouth of the river right there. Mouth of the Coquille River. Wow, this is all new to me. My dogs would have loved this. You know what that means? I'm going to have to buy me a new damn dog. Wow, this is actually pretty damn nice. I wonder how much it costs us taxpayers. Well, I can assure you taxpayers, some expense was spared, but thank goodness because we're taxpayers. Wow, this is neat. I love this. I don't know if you can see off in the distance there. That's the Bullard's Bridge. Oh, we even have a life ring. Life ring. If you fall off this thing, we got a life ring. Yep. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And of course, they got life jackets for kids. Because apparently, according to this sign, kids don't float. Wow, can you imagine? No wonder they yell at me when I throw the kids in the pool. A lot of nice eye candy out here. And then they attached it to this pier that's wooden. And there have been years that we've walked out here where some of the boards felt like they were going to snap. But this feels really solid. So I know that they did a really good work on this. This is actually metal. It's probably metal on wood. And it still feels like some of the boards are, might have a weight limit or something. Yeah, that might be the case. Oh, look. That's our international port here in Bandon. And we will allow Canadians in. Probably trying to escape the repressive government under the Trudeau regime. Escaping to Bandon, where since it's in Oregon, we're almost free. Almost. Not quite, but kind of, sort of. But you must be a really lousy country if you come to Bandon. I don't know if that's really the case. I'm just joking. I almost want to go over there and ask them why they chose this port to sail into. And maybe he's doing nefarious things. I don't know. I'm just saying. Wow, what a view. Well, there you go. You got to see the Pullen Pier out here. I'm impressed here. Really not. I'm not impressed. But I had to say that for the viewers. I have to say that for the Chamber of Commerce. They get real upset with me. Yeah, it's really neat at night. They turn on these lights. It's kind of romantic. So if you got that special someone, you might want to come out here. But first stop by the shack, the fish shack, and pick you up some prongs. Take your special sweetie out here when it gets dark. Yeah, you're going to freeze your ass off, but it looks romantic. How you doing? Pretty damn good. Hello. Oh, that wind's getting you. I don't even know if you guys can hear what they're saying. It's so damn windy out here. I'm not even sure if you can hear what I'm saying at this point. And I can't tell because I really can't see the screen. So hell, I may have stopped recording over an hour ago and I might be just talking to an empty phone. I don't know. But I'm foolish enough. I will risk it. Here we are, back to the regular boardwalk. We're now exiting the Red Pullen Pier, official at the Port of Pier. I don't know if it's red. Maybe it's just Pullen Pier. I don't know. Well, there's a sign right there. Maybe the sign says, oh, I nearly tripped. That's funny. So this was funded by the Oregon Fish and Wildlife, the Oregon State Parks, the City of Bandon, and the Ford Family Foundation. Your angler license at work. This project paid for in part by the ODFW Fish and Restoration and Enhancement Program. So Somehow this pier is enhancing the fish. Maybe it's enhancing the fishing. Maybe that's it. I don't think the fish could cure one way or another. In fact, I think the fish are probably anti-pier. I don't know, just a thought. I'm going by this building here. This is the Charters building. I forget the name of this company. I'll see it here in a minute. But if you look on the roof, there's like an army of pigeons. I know if you got a group of crows, they're called a murder of crows. What are pigeons called when they gang up like this? Oh, by the way, this is Prowler Charter Company. Prowler Charters. I hear they give excellent service. But wow, look at all those pigeons. Man, that's something. I don't want to be around here when they take off. I've got enough bird poop on me, thank you. Look, Wayne's Weenies. Oh, that shouldn't be out in the public, should it? Don't know. It's Bandon. There's the Bandon Fish Market. That's where you stop before you take your special someone to the Poland Pier. Yeah. Oh, this is a good restaurant. Wheelhouse over here is an excellent restaurant. It's really Wheelhouse and Crow's Nest restaurant, but they have good service, good food. One of our better restaurants in Bandon. One of my favorite restaurants used to be down here at the very end. It was Edgewater's, but they closed down, which is sad because they were really one of my favorite restaurants. Oh, look, we got police action. Wonder what's going on here. Oh, he turned off his lights. He's making a right. I don't know what's going on. It's Bandon, probably nothing much. Oh, look. They've got hooks for your corpse. You got corpses, Port of Bandon could take care of you. Of course, most of you know, I am joking. This is for your daily fish catch. Or for your corpses. I don't know. Maybe some of you are serial killers. I don't know. I'll let you figure it out. I hope you're enjoying my tour of Bandon. I don't know what the response is because once again I can't see the screen, so I'm not sure people are even responding to this. But yeah, interesting stuff going on down here. There's the backside Inn Coffee. Bandon Marina Inn. It used to be a hostel. I don't know if it's still a hostel. That's hostile, not hostile. Just don't want to confuse anyone out there. And of course, like any Southern Oregon town, we have to have a Mexican restaurant. And ours is La Fiesta. La Fiesta. Serving good Mexican food since I don't know when. And well, we're patriotic too. Yep. This is Hannah's Walkway. Boy, they got a name for everything out here. Well, I'm going to have to climb up a huge hill to go back home. So I think our tour is coming to an end. We've had a great time. Really enjoyed this. I think I'm going to do this more often. I'm just going to do it in a less windy place. A much less windy place. If you can find that on the coast of Oregon. I may have to go inland to start podcasting these shows. Let me head out over here and then I'll sign out. Oh yeah, getting that fishy smell. Makes me want to take a boat out right now. Not my boat, but one of these people's boats. Wouldn't take mine if I went for a joyride. I bet you in Bandon, we're so laid back, I could probably be missing for, I don't know, 6 hours before anyone knew their boat was gone. Just a thought. I'm not going to put it to the test. I'm just willing to bet. Yeah. See, I think I'm going to go over here where it's shady. Go over here where it's a little bit shadier so I can see the controls. Because, of course, I got sponsors. And I wouldn't want to go off without talking about my sponsors, because if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't be doing the show. So I have to thank them because they're super people doing super work. And, 3H Tree Service, they also come out to visit me quite often, do a lot of work. I'm outside Warren Hill right now, the building, the administrative building. It's actually not. It's not a mill. But let me see if I get some of this stuff up. Nope, I can't do it. So I just want to acknowledge 3H Tree Service. 3H Tree Service for all they do. And for taking out those problem trees. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. So check out 3H Tree Service. You can find them at Facebook. I also want to thank Tom and Kid. No, I didn't see Tim pop up here. I gave him the link. Told him he should come on if he got a chance, but he's been so damn busy. He hasn't had time to come on the show. But I want to thank Tim over at Tom and Gigs. And, of course, I want to thank Herbal Choices. Maybe I should have filmed from an Herbal Choice store. Yeah, I would have had a little bit different result. But, yeah, Herbal Choices for all your herbal needs. There are 5 stores in the county, and I can highly recommend more. And I want to thank you all for tuning in. And, well, you know what I always say, folks. Let's see if I can actually do this. We should have a really good Friday night rant. I think I'm going to have a food. And I hope you can join me. But until then, very on, Gary. Very on.